series called, or the program called Japa Jumpstart. You know what is Jumpstart, right?
If something is not working, you
You can get some energy again to get it started again. So sometimes our spiritual practices every now and then need a boost. So we need booster cables. Well, these are booster cable right here. It's gonna be, Japa Jumpstart program. Okay, so we're going to do 4 sessions with about an hour, a little more than an hour each. Okay, 4 gates, sit properly, engage the mind intelligence and then the heart connection. All right. So we are entering into this session with a mindset. This remember we have to, any class or session that we enter, we have to enter with a particular mind. This one is different from just any regular class we have. This one we are entering with a mindset to make a deep and positive transformation. So the transformation is like caterpillar transforming to butterfly. So we want to enter with a firm commitment to make not just like a marginal improvement, but a quantum leap. You know what's a quantum leap? Massive, like manifold improvement. Because there's always room for quantum leap Krishna consciousness. And we want to go for that this time. Yeah? So, we are investing quite a bit of time all day today. And if you want a huge return on the investment, then we should give this our full energy, our full effort, our full focus, our full positive, optimistic mindset. That today we expect and will experience a miracle in our spiritual growth. That's the mindset we want to enter. It's different. It's like something big, you know. Because if you enter with that mindset, you get that much out of it. So, session 1 is called the 4 gates. I'll go this Bhagavad Gita verse. Maharshinam Bhruguraham
Maharshinam Bhruguraham
Giramasmekam Aksharam
Giramasmekam Aksharam
Yajnanam Japayagyosmi
Yajnanam Japayagyosmi
Savaranam Himalaya
Savaranam Himalaya.
So this is Krishna in the Gita. He's saying of the great sages and Bhrigu, of vibrations and transcendental Om, and of sacrifices and the chanting of the holy names Japa. He used the word Japa. He said, Yajnana Japos. I am Japa. Krishna is Japa. I mean, we know he is his holy name, but he's also the practice of Japa itself. See, that's like of the immovable things is Himalayas. And what Prabhupada says, of all sacrifices, like we call it Harina Sankirtan. Right? And we call it Sankirtan Yajna. So of all the yagyas, of all sacrifice, Yajnanam, the chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, is the purest representation of Krishna. It is the simplest and the purest. Okay? So, we know the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. It's very special. What Prabhupada says about it, he says, this transcendental vibration, you must have heard this recording. It's a very beautiful recording. By chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, is the sublime method for reviving our Krishna consciousness. As living spiritual souls, we are all originally Krishna conscious entities. But due to our association with matter from time immemorial, our consciousness is now polluted by material atmosphere. Krishna consciousness is not an artificial imposition on the mind. This consciousness is the original energy of the living entity. When we hear the transcendental vibration, this consciousness is revived. And the process is recommended by authorities for this age. By practical experience also, we can perceive that by chanting this Mahamantra, with a great chanting for deliverance, one can at once feel transcendental ecstasy from the spiritual stratum. That last line. At once feel transcendental ecstasy. Who has felt at least once in their life some transcendental good feelings when you chant Hare Krishna? Some really nice feelings. You felt at least once, right? Yeah, you can nod your head, you can raise your hand, whatever. It's fine. Doesn't matter. So Prabhupada, he started this entire global movement by simply going to the public place It's a park in New York. You know the name of that park?
Tompkins.
Yeah, Tompkins Square Park in New York. And simply singing the holy name of Krishna. And gradually, one by one, the souls, they started coming around, attracted to this magical sound. It's different. This sound is different. It's not from this world. And the amazing thing is we can also produce that sound. Those fortunate souls became his followers and assisted him in spreading this movement all over the world. So Sankirtan is one way, the other way is Japa, which is what we're going to focus on today. And Prabhupada said 90% of our spiritual progress depends on this 90% on this one instruction of daily chanting our Japa while trying to avoid offenses. Only 10% is for everything else. You know, if you go to college course and then they say, okay, the grades, they say 90% is from the exam, 10% from all the other projects and presentations and quizzes. You'll take the exam very seriously, isn't it?
Mm.
Or if they say that, okay, 90% comes from presentations, 10% from the final exam, then you work really hard in your presentation, isn't it?
Yeah.
90% of our spiritual progress will come from Japa. Now suppose you go out preaching. How many people have gone out to preach? Distribution of books, or not even gone out, but even preaching in their homes. You had a home program. You're trying to explain to new people. So when we're out to explain to new people, we're distributing books, and someone asks, hey, doing this chanting, how does it make you feel? This is the opportunity to really share the glory of the holy name. Then he's really interested, like, wow, you look happy. How does it make you feel? What are some of the things that come to you that would you tell them is advantages of chanting Hare Krishna? What are some of the advantages? How does it make you feel? Clarity. Anything else? Calm, yes. Concentration. How does it make you feel?
Focused.
Yes, focus. What else? How does it make you feel?
It gives some
Connected, yes. What else?
Give some confidence.
Give some confidence, yes. Anything else?
Happy.
Happiness, of course.
Blissful.
Blissful, yes. Energy, yes. You feel connected to God. Yes, you feel connected. You feel the connection, you feel happy, you feel blissful, you feel focused, you feel uplifted. Some of the things. Isn't it? These are some of the feelings we get. Now, how many have been chanting for more than 1 year Hare Krishna on Japa? More than 1 year. Most of you, right? Have been chanting for more than 10 years Hare Krishna. That's one group. Yes, Mataji, 10 years. Yes. How many been doing 5 years plus? So quite a few. Okay, good. So, how do we feel when we don't chant very nicely, like we chant poorly? What are some of the feelings? Like, so you didn't do it properly. How do you feel?
Guilt. Guilt.
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Guilt.
Guilt, yes.
Low.
Low. Yes.
Disappointed.
Disappointed.
Unsatisfied.
Unsatisfied.
Feel less confident.
Less confident. Drained, like tired, right? Exhausted, drained.
The day is disruptive.
Day is disrupted. Right? This is all genuine feelings you've had this experience because we didn't chant properly. Isn't it? Now imagine you go out preaching and they ask you, hey, how do you feel when you chant Hare Krishna? And you say, I feel defeated, non-spiritual, guilty, numb, tired, distracted. You should also chant. Exhausted, drained. Isn't it? So this is not what we want. This is not what we signed up for. This is not what we're investing our time for, isn't it? So what are some of the traits of excellent japa? Like this I can call it fantastic japa. Yes. Non-distracted. Yes.
Putting emphasis in the every single syllable.
Yeah.
Keeping Krishna in your head.
Keeping Krishna in your head and listening to every syllable, producing the sound very clearly. Yes.
Staying very focused.
Staying very focused. Yes.
You feel very close to Krishna.
You feel close to Krishna, certainly.
With love.
Yeah, the affection, the love is there. Some feelings of joy are there. Feelings of love, affection. So these are different qualities, the traits of very nice, connected, powerful japa, isn't it? We know this. We've all felt this also. We felt both. We felt the happiness side of it. We felt the other draining side of it too. So remember, the process of japa is a simple process, but Krishna says, "Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam satheva bhajamyaham." Krishna reciprocates with our japa to the degree we surrender to Him, the degree we show that we are interested. To that degree, He reciprocates. So the question to ask is, how dedicated am I to chant? Like, how much do I need to invest? How important is this? There are 10 what? Offenses. 10 offenses. Hare Krishna, please come to chanting. Okay? Haridas Thakur, he outlines and he highlights there's one root of all offenses. He said, even if one successfully overcomes all other offenses in chanting, and one is chanting continuously, love of God may not come. One should know that the reason for this is that one is committing the offense known as pramada or inattention. So this is called the root of all offenses. You know, yesterday, those who were there yesterday, we talked about what is the opposite of love?
Indifference.
It's not hate, it is?
Indifference.
Yeah, see, she learned it yesterday. Anvika, good job, memory. You remembered indifference. So that's inattention is the same thing. See, you don't give attention, you're indifferent. So it's easier to focus on this one root of all offenses than to try to remember all 10, am I doing this? Just focus on this inattention. So how to give full attention? What do we give attention to?
Stuff that we're in.
What are things that we give attention to? That really.
During japa?
Things,
No, in general.
In general.
In general, what draws our attention?
things that we're interested in.
Things we're interested in.
People we love and care.
People we love. We give attention to what we love. Isn't it? But what if I don't yet have love for Krishna? I can only pretend I have love for Krishna. What if I don't have love for Krishna? Then what can we do? Yeah, exactly. We can do things that show that we're interested genuinely in developing this love. I don't have love, Krishna. I'm not going to be so presumptuous to say I love you, because I know what love means. Love is something very great. I know. Before I thought I loved you, but I realized, okay, in the beginning, yeah, loving Krishna, how hard is it? Making such a big deal of it, isn't it? In the beginning, I love Krishna, why making such a big deal of it? Now I know love is something very great. But I don't have it. But at least we can do things that show that we're interested. Because I'm going to ask this again and again. We need to figure out how we can show Krishna we're interested. We need to prove it to him, build a case. We need to make a case to Krishna, my Lord. I'm actually interested. Are you really? Let's see. That's what we have to prove. Our job here is to prove and make the case successfully to Krishna. We're interested. Okay, anybody recognize? Okay, which area of India do you think this temple is?
South
Yes?
India.
South. That's right, south. Okay, this is not Tirupati, but it's in south. Okay. That's right, it's Srirangam. Now, the reason I'm showing you this is, you see that those 4 or 5 tall towers around?
Yeah.
Are those temples?
Those are doorways.
Yeah, they're not temples.
Gopuram.
They look like temples, but they're gopurams. Gopuram means they're doorways. Have you been to Disney World in Florida? Anybody? Yeah, you've been, right?
Yeah.
Did you go to Cinderella's castle in
Yeah.
Magic Kingdom?
Yeah.
Yeah, you go inside, there's no castle, just a doorway. It's kind of disappointing. I thought it'd be like room, nothing. But it's so big and so beautiful. So these gopurams, you think, oh yeah, it's a temple. There's no deity, there's no curtain, nothing. You just go through. But the doorway is very important. The doorway means it's pointing to Krishna. These are doorways. It's reminding you, when you cross this threshold, you're entering something very great. Therefore, the doorway is also great. And then these are concentric walls. There's another, you see, there's another small one. That's the next doorway. You see, okay, this must be temple. No, that's also another doorway only. So, like that, to enter into the sanctum sanctorum, the inner chamber where Krishna is, you have to pass through a number of doorways. Similarly, in Japa, there are 4 gates to successful access to Krishna. Okay. Gate number 1 is called fundamentals. Sit properly. Right? Prabhupada's Japa text says Hare Krishna, Hare. Sit properly. It's important. Let's see everybody sit properly. Okay. Sit properly means don't lean on anything. Yeah. Gopāla, that means you. Okay. Sit up straight. Just sit up straight. But not too stiff that you get tired in 10 seconds. Just be comfortable. Temperature is fine. Okay? This is where it helps to sit on a cushion, but it's fine. If you have it, it'll be good. Another important thing is waking up early. Take advantage of the morning hours. When I say these are fundamental, these are external, physical things we could be doing. It's nothing to do with our interconscious consciousness or anything. This is just external things. You know, you wake up early, take a bath. Find a quiet place. Pronounce clearly. That's important. Like we said, to chant clearly, clarity. And then you make sure that the space you're sitting in is at least quiet. If you're studying for an exam and you have 2 places to study, you can study in the middle of a rock concert or in a library. Which would you choose? Library. Now, if you're studying in a rock concert, no one's telling you can't study in a rock concert. You can. And you might even pass your exam. But is that the best place? No. There are no hard and fast rules, right? Niyamita smaranena kala. There are no hard and fast rules. There's no rule says you cannot study in a rock concert. There's no rule like that. But what is conducive? That's a conducive like that. So similarly, you can chant anywhere. It's okay. Anywhere, anytime, you don't even take a shower, it's okay. But certain things really help. Keep your mind fresh, wake up early, make sure you took rest early enough. So these are external things, but they're very important because they prove to Krishna that we are interested. That's right. I'm going to keep asking again and again. We're interested. We're interested. Okay? So let us now try this. Remember this thing. Sit properly and chant clearly. Okay, you're already in sacred space in front of the deity, so it's already a very beautiful place. Very conducive. So all of us sit properly, we chant mantra one time. Okay? So focus. Clear sound. Listen also clearly. Sit up straight, please. Okay? And even sitting on a chair, it doesn't matter. See, I'm sitting on a chair, but I'm not leaning. I'm sitting on a chair. Yeah? Let's do it. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, good. Feels good, right? You chant properly. Sit properly. So if Prabhupada is here, you should not be the one that he's telling you to sit properly. Maybe someone else, but not you. I'm not going to be the one, in trouble with Prabhupada. Okay, so sit properly, rising early, pronunciation, environmental environment where you're sitting, right? Then the next gate is the gate of the mind. Arjuna says the mind is very difficult to control, like to control the waiting. But it is possible. Our whole philosophy is about absorption of the mind in Krishna. So many verses where Krishna mentions the mind, isn't it, in Bhagavad Gita? Anybody know any verses about the mind? Where Krishna says, absorb your mind in me? Yeah, so remember me. Mayyarpita Manobuddhi. See? So like that. So that's important. We absorb our mind in Krishna. We also know the mind is the best friend and the worst enemy. Isn't it? However, Krishna doesn't say you can't control the mind. He doesn't say it's impossible. He says you can control it. And we'll prove it to ourselves today. Okay, we can control the mind.
Hare Krishna.
We'll prove it to ourselves. This is the opportunity for us to prove to ourselves this is eminently doable. Don't make it sound like, oh, perfect japa is like impossible. No. This is meant for us. From today onwards, we'll be chanting only perfect japa. That's it. We're committing 100%. Okay? And we dedicate with our mind, we understand. Right? So we dedicate, my Lord, this is for you. I'm doing this for you. Another thing we can do with the mind and our intelligence, mind intellect, is to understand that Krishna is personally present in his holy name. He is here. See, reflect on this name. Here is Krishna. Reflect on this point. Before you start chanting, reflect. Remind yourself. Krishna is now entering through the door. Imagine he walks into the door with his two lotus feet, making footprints on your floor. Are you going to be distracted? No. His golden garments are glowing. He has a garland and there's bumblebees humming around them. His flute is about to play. And he's smiling with his beautiful bimba fruit lips. And he's entered the door. And are you going to say, hold on, let me check my Facebook? No, you're not going to say that. You throw away everything. Krishna is personally present. Use your mind intelligence to remind you. This is why we're going to use our mind intelligence. We don't throw our mind intelligence because it's also our best friend. You have to use, not just the worst enemy. It's only worst enemy when the mind doesn't do what the intelligence wants to do. So we learn a little bit about the mind. We learn a little bit about intelligence. But now, let us take a second. Really remind ourselves. In this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, both Krishna and Radharani are there. They're personally there. Why not? All their potencies are invested in this. So first gate is what? Say properly, pronounce clearly. Second gate is make sure you understand who we are dealing with here is personally present here. Good, now you know these things. Say properly, we're going to chant again. Okay? This is the lab. Please say properly. Remind ourselves, Krishna is literally here. Okay? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Does that feel better than we've done before? Right? That's good. So that's the first gate was what? Fundamentals, externals. Sit properly, chant clearly, wake up early, sacred space, environment. Second was engage your mind and intelligence, understanding, offering this to Krishna. The third one is what? Third gate is called the heart, the feelings, emotions. This is beyond intellect now. This is something that really resonates with us, deeper than intelligence, our feelings. You know? We're going to do japa with feeling, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did. Our acharyas teach us a lot of things. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he says, the name is heart deep, not lip deep. If it's only at the lip level, that's not the name. Bhaktivinoda Thakur also says something similar. He says, Namakkar bahir hoy, nama nahi hoy. The letters of the names are not the name. But if you're connected with feeling, then that's the name. Vrindavan Das Thakur wrote a very famous book known as Chaitanya Bhagavat. In Chaitanya Bhagavat, Vrindavan Das Thakur defines bhakti as crying while remembering Krishna's name. This is a definition of bhakti according to Vrindavan Das Thakur. Bhakti means you have to cry. You cannot cry if you don't have feelings. Unless you're cutting onions, but we don't do onions. You cannot cry unless you have feelings. You cannot do bhakti unless you're crying. So, but if you want to cry, you have to drink some water. Otherwise nothing will come out. Crying means your heart has been moved. We all have hearts. Anybody here is heartless? No, right? Nobody raised their hands. I mean, sometimes I'm accused of being heartless, that's a different thing. Krishna says in Adi Purana, I am purchased by one who sings my name and cries before me. He says I am purchased. Not by anyone else. This crying is important. Look, this Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur also said, I've opened a school of crying. He said, I've opened a school. He said, you should cry until the couch is soaked. Maharashtra was sitting on the couch. Imagine after Maharashtra was done Japa, that couch would be soaked. You can borrow some towels or something. It would be soaked with tears. He said literally, couch will be soaked. It's a serious business. We are meant to use our life to move our hearts to turn to Krishna. We don't want to do a superficial job. This is what we live for. This is what life is about, to connect with Krishna. Once you taste this, nothing else is relevant anymore. Yes, you'll still go about doing it, but after getting a state where you really feel like doing japa, it's like until now, japa is something that came in the way of our day, way of something I have to do. After this, the day is something that comes in the way of your japa. Main thing in life has to be japa, because 90% of our grade. Our life, this is life about. We are yearning for this. We are thirsty for this. We have in our heart, we have a vacuum, a hole in the shape of Krishna. It's a Krishna-shaped hole, exactly like Krishna's shape, Radha and Krishna. But we fill it with things that don't fit in that hole, putting square pegs in a round hole, and we're frustrated. Why am I not feeling happy? I put money, I put power, I put influence, I put so many cool things, but they're not fitting. I feel empty because only Krishna is there. This is the connection we need to make. So, how can we chant japa with feeling if we don't have love? We don't have love. Maybe, okay, some of you have love for Krishna. But those of us who don't have love for Krishna, love is a very far off thing. So say we are over here, one side, we're on the left side, and love is the last stone. Okay? We cannot jump directly to the last stone. We don't have the strength to go all the way. It's not possible. However, this one is available, the most immediate stone. What is that? Those are things like, these are feelings that are connected with love. That are very easily accessible to us in a genuine, honest, approachable way. I'll tell you what those are. You want to know what those are?
Yes.
One is gratitude. But it's very easy to feel gratitude to Krishna for the smallest things and for the biggest things. When something really good happens to us, we can be grateful. What's the best thing that happened to us? Would you say? Because of human form of life. How many people wake up in the morning and be grateful? My Lord, it's so nice I'm a human being. We hardly think like that. We take it for granted. We could have been any number of species. We are humans. When you win the lottery and you wake up next day, I'm so happy I won, $2 billion. Wouldn't you feel that way? Next day you won't even sleep. You'll be so much grateful. Getting a human form is even bigger than that. More fortunate. So we can be grateful for everything from that point. Even we can be grateful for injuries. Why would I be grateful for injury? You say, my Lord, my karma, I know I deserve much worse than this, but you only gave me a token. That is attitude toward you. You can leverage any feeling with gratitude. And if you infuse your chanting with gratitude, your heart will be moved to tears. And then you're coming closer to the love. Think about it. If you're constantly grateful for somebody, eventually you'll fall in love. Eventually. It's inevitable. Other feelings that are accessible. Appreciation. We can appreciate Krishna's greatness. We can appreciate other devotees' greatness. We can appreciate Krishna's mercy. Of course, that kind of goes hand in hand with gratitude, very close. We can appreciate how beautifully the world has been created. He says this world is perfect. Purnamada, Purnamidam. Right? You can appreciate his design. If you look at the hand, he's working. Wow. You know how hard it is in robotics to do something that does this? It's like impossible. You can appreciate everything is working, my heart is pumping. I have a spleen. Do you know you have a spleen? Do you know what's a spleen? You know what is a spleen? Yeah, what is it?
It holds waste.
Blood cells.
Blood cells. Huh?
Yeah, see. We have, that's what I'm saying, like we don't know what it does, but we have it. It's amazing. We can appreciate it. We have a thing that holds blood cells. I didn't know you needed a thing that holds blood cells, but we have it. We have an appendix. What does appendix do? So if you ask the doctor, he'll say it's a useless thing, but it has a use.
It's actually the tonsil of the gut.
That's right, but it has a function.
It has to do with the immune system.
That's right.
Helpful.
It has, lately they've discovered it has directly connected with immunity.
Immune function.
Immune function. But long time ago they thought it's useless, so just cut it out. But my point is, the design is perfect. We can appreciate. And when you're constantly appreciating, you develop love. I'll tell you another one which is counterintuitive. But it's a very powerful feeling. Very powerful feeling. This is called remorse. How can remorse move you to tears? Give some example. In a positive way in Krishna consciousness.
Chitraketu Maharaj, when he was offering prayers as Vritrasur,
Yeah.
he was so remorseful for his Vaishnava aparadh to Lord Shiva in the previous life that he begins his prayers with Aham Hare Tava Padaika Mula Dasanu Daso Bhavitanu. So that remorse.
Yeah. You see, that remorse is very powerful because it's a real gut feeling. It's a real heartfelt feeling. My Lord, I feel so bad for having offended devotee, and that purifies us. My Lord, I feel so bad I wasted my whole life. I didn't chant. Until now, I didn't even realize how important you are. And from there, you can jump straight to gratitude. But I'm thankful. That remorse can propel us to gratitude, can propel us to love. Access. Our acharyas teach us remorse, you know that? Hari Hari Vipale Janama Gavai. Manusha Janama Paya. Radha Krishna Na Pachya. Janiya Shuniya Vishakaya. Hari Hari, oh Lord. Fruitlessly Vipale Janama Gavai. Wasted my life. Got a human form of life. Radha Krishna I did not worship. Knowingly, willingly, I've taken poison. What a waste of human body. That remorse propels you to love. It makes you cry. You can feel it. If you can cry for the Lord will run and clear every hurdle that's coming between you and Him. He will give you the love of God. Because you're showing that you are interested. That's right. Okay. So, first gate, sit properly. Everybody sit properly. Second gate. Okay, first gate, sit properly and chant clearly, please. Clarity of pronunciation. Second gate is what? Understand with the mind. My Lord, this is for you. My Lord, I know you are here. I understand now, clearly. There's no question that you're here. And the third, I'm going to be grateful for this opportunity. I'm going to try to. If I cannot cry, suddenly at least I will cry that I'm not able to cry. It's fine. Over here, this is a safe space. If you cry, nobody will tell anybody. It's okay. Can't cry. Cry. It's fine. This time we'll do 3 mantras, okay? 3 in a row. Give everything you've got. This is the best japa you've ever done. Imagine this is the last 3 mantras you get to say in your whole life. Imagine someone gave you this. How would you chant? Chant like that. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Feel for a second how nice and purifying it feels to have chanted with some effort. We can be grateful now to the Lord for having given us this opportunity to chant the best japa we've ever done. Hare Krishna. So let's recap the 4 gates. Gate number 1, fundamentals. Gate number 2, the mind. Gate number 3 is the heart. How many gates are there?
4.
How many gates we've covered?
3.
Okay, so it's like a door. You open the handle, you go through. Open the next handle, you go through. Open the third handle, you go through. The 4th gate, the handle is on the other side. The handle is not in our control. There's a gate of mercy. Only Krishna can open that for us. We have no control over that whatsoever. This is how it works. If He does not show His mercy to us, that gate will be closed. We will not be able to access. Nothing we can do about it. Krishna is not someone that we can just mechanically or use some just code formula and you access and force your way into him. No. He has to open the gate for you. He's supremely independent. A big yes for art. He may or he may not. It's up to him. Our job is to go through the first 3 gates and knock on the 4th gate. That's all. We cannot force our way. Mercy means begging. But what qualifies us to beg? The fact that we went through the first 3 qualifies us. You cannot knock on the 4th door if you haven't even passed the first door. Isn't it? How can you ask for mercy when you're still all the way out here? You can't hear the knocking because you can't reach the knock. You have to first give him everything you have. Otherwise you're not eligible. You haven't paid the price to reach that door. To go through these turnstiles, to go through these gates, to go through these gopurams, to prove that we are interested. That's right. Okay. So again we'll do 3 times Hare Krishna Mahamantra. This time we are going to go all the way to the 3rd gate with our feelings, asking and knock and beg at the door, the 4th gate. My Lord, please open. Okay. Sit up straight, please. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This is how we do it. This is just a framework. This is just a framework. We're not going to do each one of the gates in more detail, okay? This is just to give you the framework. Is that, you can see the screen, right? I just want to make sure that everyone can see this, right? So we are told we are supposed to surrender to Krishna, and the surrender has 6 components. Anukulesya sankalpa pratikulesya varjanam. Rakshishayati iti vishvaso goptatve varnam tatha. Atmanikshepa karpanye shadvidha sharanagati. Sharanagati means surrender. So the 6 divisions are accepting things that are favorable to Krishna, to devotional service, rejecting unfavorable things, conviction Krishna will protect us, acceptance of the Lord as one's own guardian, master, full self-surrender and humility. So we are going to focus on this highlight, what I've highlighted, accepting things favorable to devotional service. Everything favorable to our chanting, we will accept wholeheartedly. We will do it. Like sit properly, chant clearly, engage the mind properly. These are things favorable. You can chant mindlessly and sitting like anyhow, but we want to do what is favorable. That shows what? Surrender. If we can't surrender, at least we want to show that we are interested. Yes. Okay, so Lord reciprocates that we surrender. Ye yatamam. And we know the 4 gates now. What are the 4 gates? Gates number 1 is fundamental. Number 2, mind intelligence. 3, heart. And 4, mercy. Very good. Super. So fundamentals, mind, heart, mercy. And we should also know the Lord is supremely merciful. So we can have some hope that He'll open the gate for us because He is merciful. Isn't it? He's an ocean of mercy. And if the gate is mercy, then something should come through. So now when you make a promise, you put some water in your hand, you make a promise. It's called what? Sankalpa. So we'll make a sankalpa today, okay? Let us make a promise today, a very serious promise today. Remember, we're going to transform ourselves completely from caterpillar to butterfly. It's going to be quantum leap. We're going to make a promise to ourselves and to the Lord. Okay? So repeat this prayer after me. If you believe or accept it, that's up to you, but I'm going to say a prayer. Okay? See if you like it. I just wrote it up this morning. My dear Lord Krishna, repeat after me.
My dear Lord Krishna,
today I take the boldest step of resolving to make a quantum leap in my Japa practice. I pray to you that I can fully commit to being your devotee and chant your divine name with my full attention and love. I have been chanting for some time, but I will resolve to abandon my old bad habits and take up all things conducive to better chanting. As my surrender unto your lotus feet. You have given me so much mercy in the form of Srila Prabhupada's teachings as an example for us to follow. You've given us association of devotees. You have given us opportunities to chant your names. Please let me make progress on the path of pure devotion. The path of prema nama. The path of chanting your names with love. Harinam Sankirtan ki. This is a sankalpa. Try to accept in your heart. It's a prayer. You can say this prayer daily. I'll share it with you if you want. Or at least you can read it once in a while to give you a boost. As I was reflecting on this, I wrote down what was coming to me. I think it's important for us to express our feelings with the Lord. I mean, He's in our heart, He knows. But it's good to articulate it, put in words. Bhagavatam is full of stutis, prayers. The Lord knows what Queen Kunti is thinking, but still she prays. No? So, like that, we can also pray. That is the end of session 1. Hare Krishna. We'll spend 1 minute. Yeah, you can pause that and then start. We'll spend